Emergency, emergency. Bogies approaching. All interceptors scramble now. Repeat. Bogies, bogies. All interceptors scramble immediately.
Ready for taxi. Right alarm, check. Release brake. Compass open, coordinates set. Torpedo later, ready for launch. All systems green. See you later. Good luck.
When reviewing shmups, it can be hard to review them properly. I see people who are casual fans who like to simply see things go boom. But you also have the diehards that look down upon the shooters that aren't on their lists. For a casual gamer like me, I understand most of what makes a shooter great. I also like seeing things blow up. This is Silpheed for the Sega CD. Developed by Game Arts and published by Sega in 1993 for the Sega CD, Silpheed sees you piloting a spacecraft with the sole purpose of fighting to protect Earth from an alien invasion. Standard run-of-the-mill storyline for a game in the genre. What is not ordinary is what the game is doing from a technical standpoint. The cutscenes, which are some of the best on the Sega CD by the way, look like they are taken from the in-game engine, but the cutscenes and the backgrounds in each stage are pre-rendered. In other words, it's taking the Sega CD's biggest selling point, full motion video, and using it in the backgrounds of every stage, making it look like the Sega CD is more powerful as a result. If you didn't know that, you'd be absolutely blown away, especially in 1993. The game is a shoot-'em-up, somewhat akin to Space Invaders, but you have a limited space in which you can move your ship around. You have your standard shot and the bombs with the ability to change your weapon after every stage, so don't be afraid to try new weapons. Silpheed has two buttons to shoot, the A and C buttons. Both do the exact same thing. You can lightly tap either button to do a burst shot, or hold the button down to shoot a continuous string of bullets. Originally, when I wrote the script for this episode, I played the game on an emulator, and for some reason the game wouldn't let me hold the fire button down to continuously shoot. However, I just got the game in the mail, and I was surprised to see the game gives you two ways to fire your weapons. I found Silpheed is not the most difficult shmup I've ever played. It might be somewhere in the middle. The only real problem with Silpheed that I witnessed was in Stage 2. The pre-rendered video has meteors whizzing past you. Some of them can hit you. It's hard to see which of them can cause damage and which ones simply fly by. The depth perception is almost non-existent with a background that is made up of a video and not true 3D. So what I recommend for this stage is to simply try to dodge everything that you see coming at you on screen.
Warning, warning, aircraft approaching. Attack and destroy.
Silpheed is a fun shooter, but can be frustrating. I can usually tell if a shoot-'em-up is good based on whether or not I can get in the zone and go on a run where I don't take any damage and just shoot every possible thing that goes on screen. There are moments I can reach that peak concentration and wipe everything out on the screen, but there are also times I can see that my health deteriorated and I'm wondering, what hit me? Which takes me out of that zen-like state. I also would like to have the ability to power up my weapons in each stage to help get through. It's a good game, but not great. It's lacking a lot of the complexity of a really good shoot 'em up. Silpheed's still pretty fun. The boss fights aren't that memorable, but the music's pretty good. If any of you are wondering what my favorite shmups are, I'd have to say either Raiden DX for the Japanese PlayStation or Tsukio Gurentai for the Saturn. I'm not the authority on shmups, but Silpheed can be a good time if you don't expect the world out of it. It's fairly cheap nowadays, so if you happen to have a Sega CD and want a fairly competent shooter, you can do much worse than Silpheed for the Sega CD.
Game over.